r/entitled parents. The best place to see how stupid some people are in this world. I'm sure we're all gonna come across an entitled parent eventually. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically a parent who really wants to get their own way, even though it's like really selfish or something, you know, yeah. Okay. Psycho family demands and damages my 4,000-pound PC. I like how it starts off with, buckle up, boys. So, a backstory. I'm a pretty hardcore PC gamer. When I turned 17, I got a job, saved my first pay packet for a few months, and spent 2,000 pounds on a PC. Over the past 5 years, I kept upgrading it, spending about 4,000 pounds on it in total over that time. 6 months ago, I was having massive issues, and it turned out my graphics card was fried. Sad face. I had been saving for a new PC and spent a lot more on that, so I had a spare cooked PC in my room. I swapped out parts and turned it into a mini server to run in my room, all good. This Christmas, we had family at our place, including the young children. My cousin, who's 11, was looking in my room as it's quite techie, so naturally he's interested. Another point, this child is he and his brother are not technical. What? He and his brother are not technical. We're just gonna say that, okay? They don't have mobile phones, iPads, game consoles, or even internet. They're very strange children, and they're kind of the weird family you're forced to invite to gatherings because of their family. Back to the story. He notices my mini server and says, wow, you have 2 computers? I basically just agree to save the effort of explaining the difference to him. He tells me he wishes he has one and just stares at me like I'm the reason he hasn't gotten his own. I chuckle it off and we go back downstairs to the party. Later on, my aunt, his mom, comes up to me and asks why I need 2 computers. I explain to her about one being my main PC and the other being a server. She does the technophobe hands, which are the jazz hands people do when you explain something technological to them. She asks if choosing beggar cousin could have the PC so he could play Fortnite and Pokemon. 1, it's mine. No. 2, it's a server, not a standard PC. And 3, they also have no internet or knowledge of how to set up a PC. I basically just flatly say, no, sorry. She storms off, almost in a tantrum. Now I consider us a normal type of family. These things just don't happen. I told my dad, who doesn't like them, and he just laughs loudly. We're getting weird now. CB cousin literally sits in my room, sitting against my server under my desk for probably 5 hours. I ask him to come back down and he just says no. He's comfortable and just sits there. So it gets to about 10 p.m. and people are leaving. CB aunt and uncle get their things in and get ready to go. They say CB cousin won't leave without the PC. Are you? Oh my god. They look at me like this is my fault, and I'm wondering where the discipline is. CB aunt goes upstairs to get him while the rest of us kind of sit awkwardly silent in the hallway. They're gone about 5 minutes. I mean, it's not a big house. Grab that little nice person's hands and pull him downstairs. I go up to see what the issue is, and CB cousin is literally mounting my server. He has his arms and legs wrapped around it. All cables pulled out and on the floor everywhere. Halfway across the room where he's obviously tried to drag it. Cables are clipped cables that have been yanked out, so all broken. Let me remind you, this child is almost 12. I was almost immediately being pinged by my Discord from players letting me know my game servers have gone down. For those who don't know about servers, pulling the plug is very bad as they need to be shut down properly. I just shout loudly, get the F out! The madness peaks at this point as my cousin looks up at me and hisses. Yes, hisses, like a cat or a fat snake. CB aunt starts accusing me of greed to the highest degree and drags CB cousin from the room and downstairs to where basically 15 people are waiting to see the result of the carnage. They tell me I'll be receiving a bill for the therapy CB cousin will likely need after a traumatic event I caused, which could have been easily avoided. Oh my god, people these days. As for the server, I need to buy new cables. One of the storage drives has shattered when he let it fall over, moving it onto its side. After about a week, everything was back to normal. I've joined my dad and brother in non-contact with Psycho Family, but there's a little bit extra. Last week, I received a random Facebook message from a page called PC Donations, asking me if I had any spare PCs to donate to children who weren't as fortunate in my local area, a small town. The page had been created about 2 hours prior and had 0 likes and activity, etc. Genius. Could you imagine some kid acting like an animal? He's on top of your server PC thing, and he's like hissing like a fat snake. He's just... I don't even know if that guy's human. He's probably from a different planet. Next one. I'm allergic to fish and seafood. It's not the anaphylactic type of allergy, thank goodness. So I'm not going to die if I eat some, but I do throw up, have a stomach ache, and a massive headache for a few hours. Enough fish or seafood, and I break out in small red hives all over my arms. My mother didn't believe it, and as a child, I could stand up to her properly. She'd force me to eat stuff with seafood or fish in it to prove I wasn't allergic, then ignore me as I was sick. One day she held a dinner party. I was dressed up beautifully and trotted out to parade before the guests. At the time, I was around 9, precocious for my age, and absolutely fed up with my mother making me sick. When she held out a fish cutlet, fish cooked with vegetables, rolled into a ball, covered in batter and fried, for me to eat, I saw my chance. Me, loudly, I can't eat that. I'm allergic to fish. Mother.
No, you're not. Eat it.
Oh my god, that was terrible. Me. I am allergic. I'll throw up. No Asian mother will back down in front of guests for fear of looking like she can't discipline her child. My mother grabbed the fish cutlet, shoved it down my mouth, and said in her most firm voice of command, "Eat!" So I ate it. Cut to about 10 minutes later, I go up to my mother and tug her on the sari to get her attention. Me. I don't feel well. Barf. I vomited on her on the expensive carpet and in full view of all the guests. My mother had a reputation for being a kind, generous, charitable, and very religious woman, so in front of all of the guests, she couldn't do anything except act sympathetic and send me off to bed to recover. She never made me eat fish or seafood again. What kind of parent is that? Why would you make that's intentionally making your kids sick? That's like all anti-vaxxers. Like, what? Entitled mother joins our Skype call after we kill her son repeatedly in Minecraft. Oh boy, we're in for a nice treat. I was playing on a Minecraft server with 5 friends at the time this happened, and this new kid joined our game and our Skype call. He kept breaking our builds and demanding we give him stuff. We originally decided to ban him, but we wanted to have some fun, so we kept killing him. The Skype call was basically 6 guys laughing and a little kid screaming, calling us hackers. We were talking on Skype when Entitled Mother called.
Let my son play on the server, you ungrateful D's!
No, we all said at the same time.
My husband is a lawyer and he will sue you and I will call the police for harassment.
Shut up, lady.
Don't you talk to me like that. My son deserves all your items more than all of you combined.
F off, woman.
You are not allowed to effing swear. Only adults are allowed to use that kind of language.
One of us makes a Christian Minecraft server meme and she gets really pissed.
How dare you insult my religion? You are all going to hell. All right, where do you live?
We start making up addresses like 69 Weed Street and 420 F off Ave.
That's it. I'm leaving.
About time. She left and blocked us. Me and my friends still joke about that incident. Why? It's a video that... Oh god, people. Oh my god. This is so sad. So first, a little background. This happened about 3 to 4 years after I moved out of my parents' house and have been living independently. Then one day I get this string of texts from my mom.
Hey, how have you been doing? What you up to 2 weeks from now?
Okay, well, according to my brain, his mom is a typical white girl, so we're just gonna go with it. I've been doing all right. I started lifting weights and exercising more. I don't think I'm doing anything too exciting next week. Why do you ask?
Perfect. Me and boyfriend are going on a trip and need you to house sit and watch the dogs for us.
Sorry, but I can't just leave for a week.
Please, the dogs miss you and I'd really hate to put them in a kennel.
Sorry, but I have a job. I can't just go missing for a week.
Why can't you drive to work from my house?
Because it's a 2.5 hour commute each way.
You have vacation days, right? Just use them.
No.
Please, I'd feel really bad about putting
dog's name in the kennel. You obviously don't feel that bad about doing it. Then I hear nothing from her until the day before they leave their trip.
Hey, we're leaving for our trip today and I was wondering when you were gonna be here.
I want to show you some things before we leave. What part of our last conversation gave you any idea that I agreed to this?
That's very rude of you and no way to speak to your mother. Now, can we expect you here by 5?
And at that point, I just put my phone on silent and stopped talking to her. I don't get why some people are so, like, selfish. Like, oh my god. Are there actually people in this world that do that kind of thing? Some people are insane. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was my first subreddit video ever. Thank you to Sound Barrier for deciding on which one I should do first. So let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any other suggestions for subreddit videos I should do, put it down in the comment section below. I think this would be fun to react to stuff. Maybe even get some of my friends on here and react also. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you all in the next one. Peace. If you spot an entitled parent, get out now. Run. Just run. Just run. Okay? Run. Run. Just run.